You spend $1,200 on a Maytag washer because your parents had one that ran for 25 years without a service call. Then you spend $1,400 on a KitchenAid dishwasher because the name has meant quality in your family's kitchen for as long as you can remember. Both fail within 5 years. When the technician comes out, he mentions, almost as an aside, that the control board he is replacing in your KitchenAid is the same part number as the one in your Maytag. Same board, same supplier, same parent company. You paid 2 premium prices for 2 versions of the same product, sold to you under 2 different names that stopped meaning different things decades before you walked into that showroom. Today, I'm going to show you exactly when the brands you trusted were acquired, consolidated, and hollowed out, which names on the showroom floor are now legally meaningless, and the 3 manufacturers that still build their own machines to their own standards, because those are the only ones where the premium you pay reflects something real. There was a time when appliance brand names meant something specific and verifiable. In the post-war appliance market of the 1950s through the 1970s, Maytag operated its own engineering team and its own factory in Newton, Iowa, with a design philosophy that was documented and measurable. Over-engineer every component, minimize failure points, and charge a price the longevity justified. The original Maytag repairman advertising campaign, "The Repairman with Nothing to Do," was not invented fiction. It was based on service call rates that were genuinely and measurably lower than competitors. GE's appliance division in Louisville ran one of the largest consumer product engineering complexes in the world. Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Speed Queen, and Norge operated independent facilities with independent quality standards. The differentiation on the showroom floor reflected actual engineering differences inside the machines. Then the leveraged buyout wave of the 1980s began moving through American manufacturing, and the globalization pressure of the 1990s made independent appliance manufacturing economically difficult to sustain at scale. The consolidation started quietly. It did not stop. Here is what consolidation actually did to the machine in your kitchen. In 2006, Whirlpool Corporation acquired Maytag for $1.7 billion. The Maytag name, the Maytag advertising history, and the Maytag customer loyalty database were worth the price. The Maytag engineering independence was not part of the value calculation. Within the first operational cycle after the acquisition, Maytag products began migrating onto existing Whirlpool platforms to eliminate duplicate engineering and manufacturing costs. The Maytag Bravos washer that launched after the acquisition was a Whirlpool platform wearing Maytag cosmetics. The mechanical differentiation that had justified the price premium for decades was gone at the component level, while the nameplate and the price point remained. A consumer paying $200 to $300 more for a Maytag over a Whirlpool on the same showroom floor was paying for a color option and a badge. The factory that built Maytag's reputation, the Newton, Iowa facility, was closed by Whirlpool in 2007, 1 year after the acquisition. The jobs left Newton. The engineering independence ended. The name stayed. The second consequence of platform consolidation is what happens when a shared component fails. When Whirlpool's ACU main control board developed a failure pattern that generated widespread reports across their product portfolio, the failure did not stay inside one brand. It appeared in Whirlpool machines, Maytag machines, KitchenAid machines, and Amana machines simultaneously because all 4 lines were running the same board from the same supplier. A design defect that would once have been contained to a single brand's recall became a portfolio-wide event. Every consumer who had bought a different nameplate thinking they were buying a different product discovered they had bought the same vulnerability. The board replacement across those lines ran $250 to $450 per unit. The failure was not bad luck distributed across 4 brands. It was one bad component distributed across 4 facades. The third consequence is the erasure of the quality tier. KitchenAid was once a genuine premium product above Whirlpool. Better components, tighter tolerances, longer tested lifespans. That hierarchy was real, and it was reflected in the engineering. Today, KitchenAid appliances share Whirlpool platforms and Whirlpool components, but carry stainless hardware, designer color options, and price points $300 to $600 above the Whirlpool equivalent on the same floor. The premium is cosmetic. A consumer buying KitchenAid quality in 2024 is buying KitchenAid appearance, and the difference between that appearance and the Whirlpool machine next to it is a handle finish and a badge. Whirlpool Corporation. currently owns Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, Amana, JennAir, and Gladiator in the North American residential market. Every washer, dryer, and dishwasher across those brands is built on shared platforms and shared facilities. The Maytag Newton factory closed in 2007. The engineering teams that differentiated those brands no longer operate independently. The consolidation is complete. Electrolux presents the same structure on the other side of the market. Electrolux owns Frigidaire in North America, and their product lines share platforms and manufacturing facilities to a degree that makes brand differentiation largely cosmetic. Frigidaire was a genuine GE subsidiary with independent engineering history dating to the 1910s. It is now a price tier label within a Swedish conglomerate's North American volume strategy. The name carries consumer recognition that was earned over a century. The product behind that name is a platform commodity. Samsung and LG, while independent of the Western conglomerates and of each other, have engaged in their own component and platform sharing across their appliance categories, and both source compressors and motors through shared supplier relationships that create the same cascade failure exposure when a component defect surfaces across a shared supply chain. Before I show you what is actually worth buying, drop a comment right now with the brand you most recently purchased and whether you knew at the time who actually manufactured the machine. I want to see how wide the gap is between what the showroom floor communicates and what buyers actually understand about what they are purchasing. Here is where genuine independence still exists. Speed Queen is still manufactured in Ripon, Wisconsin by Appliance Laundry Systems, whose primary business is commercial laundry equipment. Speed Queen's residential line is a derivative of their commercial platform, not the reverse, which is the critical distinction. No shared platform with any other residential brand. No cosmetic tier sitting above a commodity interior. The machine on the floor is the machine Appliance builds for laundromats, adapted for home use, with a 7-year parts and labor warranty that no consolidated brand offers because no consolidated brand's failure data supports offering it. The nameplate means what it says because the company behind it has never been acquired. Miele is a privately held German family company that has never been sold, never shared a platform with a volume manufacturer, and engineers every product to a 20-year design life standard. Miele manufactures a significant proportion of their own motors, electronics, and mechanical components internally, which means their supply chain is largely insulated from the consolidated supplier networks that create cascade failures across the Western conglomerates. When you pay the Miele premium, you are paying for actual engineering independence, actual internal quality control, and actual parts availability guaranteed for 15 years post-production. That is what a premium was supposed to mean before the acquisition started. For buyers who cannot reach Speed Queen or Miele price points, the practical answer is to buy within the consolidation knowingly. Choose the cheapest model on the Whirlpool platform rather than paying the KitchenAid or Maytag premium for identical internals. The $300 to $500 price difference between the Whirlpool and the KitchenAid buys nothing mechanical. If you are buying within the consolidated brands, put that premium toward the extended warranty, because the failure timeline is the same regardless of which nameplate is on the door. Here is the rule. 2 sentences. Look up the parent company. Look up the platform. If the brand you are considering is owned by Whirlpool Corporation or Electrolux, the machine next to it with a lower price and a different nameplate is the same machine. The premium you are paying is for a name that was purchased, relocated, and emptied out before you walked into that showroom. The showroom has 15 brands. The factory has 3. Appliance consolidation did not reduce consumer choice. It manufactured the appearance of choice across a shrinking number of actual products. Maytag's Newton factory is gone. The name is a licensing asset. The repairman in the advertisement had nothing to do because the machine was built not to need him. The machine that replaced it was built by the same company that bought Maytag, closed Newton, and kept the commercial running. Next week we are covering mattresses, specifically how the same consolidation that hollowed out appliance brands has produced a mattress industry where 8 brands on the showroom floor are owned by 2 manufacturers. The comfort tier labeling is self-assigned, and the $4,000 mattress and the $900 mattress are built on the same spring platform in the same facility. That one is arguably more brazen than this, because at least the appliance industry kept the factories open for a year before closing them.